what if I told you that the decision to quit my job wasn't actually about running away, but about discovering freedom? So in this video, I'm going to be pulling back the curtain on how I was able to quit my job at the hospital 3 months ago and have had more freedom and less stress since. So to give you all some context on how I actually got here, I'm going to take you back to the end of May of 2021. So this was when I first got started into property and was working a full-time job in market research. And then for the next 2 years, I scaled up the property business to 3 units. So for the next 2 years, I scaled up the property business to 3 units. I had also moved to Edinburgh for about a year. I got a second part-time job working in healthcare, as well as managing the 3 units. Now, the problem I had was I was making all this money from work and property, but I literally had zero time, like no time whatsoever. I always had the stress of dealing with the repairs, the tenants, cleaners, repairs. I was basically working about 7 days a week. Now, September of 2022, I'd moved back down to Birmingham and I had to look for another vehicle where I'd have less stress and be able to make more money. Now, whilst I was in Edinburgh, I was saving up from property and also from work, and I didn't need to go back to work full time. Now, I actually had the freedom to actually choose to work part-time at the hospital, which I did. And then I decided for the next 12 months, I'm going to be learning 2 new skills. One of them being sales and the other being trading. Now, with both skills, you've got the ability to be paid in direct proportion to your performance, with little to no stress compared to like what I was doing in the past. Now, that was perfect, exactly what I was looking for. And also during this exact same period of time, I gave all my units back in Edinburgh and also London. So I was getting rid of all of the stress and all of the problems that I didn't want no more. Now, for those of you that don't know, now sales is the exchange of a product, service, or commodity in exchange for money. So it basically helps prospective clients or customers by listening to them and understanding their wants, needs, and desires. So I'll give you an example. So imagine there's a product or a service out there that costs $10,000, whatever it may be. There's loads of things out there. And now imagine for every package of that $10,000 service or product, whatever it is that you're selling, you charged 10% in commission to the business owner. Now, what does that equate to? $1,000. Now, how many of those conversations do you need to be having on a monthly basis just to replace your salary? Not many. If you put it into terms, like the average salary in the UK, I'd say is between like 2 to 3,000. Like imagine having like just closing 2 to 3 deals in a whole month, and you've practically replaced your whole salary in that whole month. So the next thing I had to do was I had to look for mentorship from someone who had been successful in both of those fields of both sales and also trading as well. Now, there's 2 things that you can actually do if you want to achieve your goals. Pay someone to teach you so you can get there faster, or you can actually figure it out yourself. But that will require a lot of time from yourself. It's going to cost you money potentially as well from all of the mistakes that you're going to be making. Now, there's always a trade-off that you're going to have to give up either time or money. Me personally, I'd rather give up my money because I know I can make it back again. And I know with my time, I can never get it back. So I'd rather achieve that goal quicker by just paying someone. Now, luckily for me, I actually had a friend by the name of Jabran Khan, who's from Closes University, who was actually doing very well within the high ticket space, making multiple 5 figures a month, working for the likes of Ty Lopez, Rudy Moore, Kevin David, all of these big influencers out there. Now, he actually decided to take me under his wing, coach me, guide me, support me in all the areas that I needed it in order for me to actually go out there into the marketplace and actually find roles, land interviews, smash roles, close deals, etc. Now, during the time when he still is actually mentoring me, took him up on his mentorship. So since that period of time, I've worked for people like Mike Tyson, Rudy Moore, Matt Lepre, Imran Ibn Mansour. Now, it was actually a little over 3 months ago where I actually quit my job working at the hospital. Now, what I was making from my part-time sales job, I was making more than what I would have made if I was working full-time at the hospital. So I just decided to quit my job at the hospital and go all in on sales full-time. Now, for me, because I'm not married, I don't have kids, I can actually do that. And also because I'm young as well. For me, it didn't make sense to continue to work at the hospital when I could be working more, working in in sales and actually making a lot more money. Now, currently I'm in the process of onboarding on a second closing role, where hopefully my next target is going to be to hit that 10k a month mark. Now, this is all done remote, by the way. So working in sales remote, working for some of the biggest influencers out there, closing their deals. Now, actually, during this period of time, when I was working from home doing sales, it gave me the chance to finally learn the skill of trading, which is 100 times harder than actually sales itself. So trading is the hardest way to make the easiest money. Now, in the last 12 months, I've completed my first year in trading. I'd say my first 7 to 8 months was probably a learning curve. I learned a lot about trading, and I know like trading, like it's going to take like a good number amount of years for me to like, you know, reach to the levels that I want to reach to, which I'm willing to invest the time and effort into it and actually reach there one day, which I know I will. Now, some of the things I actually learned from my first 12 months is I actually had to do a lot of work on my own personal development and my own self. So things such as mindfulness, patience, having a consistent routine, waking up and sleeping at the same time. If I was to look about 1 year ago, I'm 10 times a better trader than I was. I've made progress. My performance has been a lot better and we're striving in the right direction. So I'll keep you guys all up to date with my progress when it comes to trading. Now, if any of you actually want to quit your job by learning the skill of sales and actually becoming a remote high ticket closer or even an appointment setter, I've actually made a free guide as a thank you for all of you guys that have watched this video on how to actually land a remote high ticket sales role. I've left it below somewhere in the comment section. It's going to be pinned at the top. So I've not gatekept any information. I've given it all to you guys for free. Like, for those of you that know me, like, I don't gatekeep information. Like, if I tell you it's free, you best believe there's going to be a lot of value in there. And some of the value that I actually share in that video is like how to actually network and actually speak to like some of the biggest influencers out there, how to actually get their attention and how to actually, you know, get them to respond to your messages that you send to them as well. Because these guys, they get like hundreds of thousands of messages. Now, you just need to make your message like pretty attractive, which I actually show you guys into detail on how to actually do that. Now, if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you comment, like and subscribe down below, because it helps the channel more than you can imagine. And if you want me to make further videos on this topic, let me know and I will do that for you. And subscribe to the channel and join the family if you haven't already done so.